We saw the other day somebody talked about how in Turks and Caicos, 17 persons, 17 Haitians who could not speak a word of English showed up in Turks and Caicos with Bahamian passports. And the interpreter talked it. Elvis Curtis, that's correct, Elena. The interpreter mentioned it. How 17 Haitians showed up in Turks and Caicos with Bahamian passports. And none of them could speak a word of English. When we should have had a law that required, minimum requirement, in order to obtain a Bahamian passport is that you be able to speak English. Minimum. That should be a minimum requirement. We making laws to protect everybody else. We need to make laws to protect ourselves. But they still try to tell you that what we know is happening, what we can see is happening, what we are experiencing is not happening. That's what they're telling you. That's the message they're trying to sell you. They're convincing you, trying to convince you. And there are some of us who believe it's not happening, but it's really happening. I hope we realize it before it's too late. And I hope we do something about it before it's too late. But we are in trouble. Serious, serious trouble. Cheers. 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 Bring me a mommy charging cord, please. I hope we realize before it's too late. Bring me a mommy charging cord. Okay. I hope we realize before it's too late. But this is really happening. And it's unfortunate that we have to bear these consequences. We have to face these consequences because the chickens are going to come home to roost, whether we like it or like it not. It is what it is. And we could sit there and be in denial and pretend like it ain't happening and bury our head in the sand and afraid them. But like Delena say, the bubble will burst. All right? All right. I mean, what else been going on? And because I got to get out of here, and I got but I still got some stuff I need to tell you about. Clay Sweeting is doing his job. I told you all earlier, he's doing a lot of work. Working on Governor's Harbor Airport, working on Roxanne Airport, working on the clinic in Palmetto Point, done with BTVI, working on the cemetery in Roxanne, working on the parking house in Hatchet Bay, working on the dock in Topham Bay. Clay, and that was something we agreed on. When Hunt and Walter Hanchen and I sat down, we agreed on this one thing, that Clay Sweeting has done more work than any of the MPs prior to him in the last 25 years or so. We actually agreed on that. That was something that we all agreed on. We may have our views with regard to him, but we all agreed that Clay Sweeting has done more work. And I can tell you, I can call it like I see it. I ain't gonna take sides for nobody. It is what it is. You understand what I'm saying to you? Meanwhile, the other MP was saying in Miami the other day, with a little sweet thing in the can from the south. But that's a different story. Sweet thing in the box, sweet thing in the can, sweet thing in a barrel. And whatever. But we came to the conclusion that Clay Sweeting has done more than most of these people, you know? And he's still working. Because now he's laying the pipes in from Mrs. Bight to Bannerman Town. So rather than Water and Sewage having to truck water, by the time Clay is done, Water and Sewage will not be trucking water to Bannerman Town and John Millis irregularly. The water will flow directly from the institutions.